On this edition of From the Core, we get some tips on choosing the car for you.
We learn a fun way to relieve some stress.
And we talk to teens about which apps they'd like to see on the market next.
All of these stories and so much more on this edition of
From the Core.
Hello everyone, I'm Nino.
And I'm Alex. Welcome to From the Core.
Are you looking for a new car? Well, Brock is going to tell us about some of the most important things to remember when buying a car.
Hi, I'm here at the Tampa Convention Center, which is currently hosting the Tampa Bay International Auto Show, showing off all of the newest cars for 2013. I've come here to take out some of the guesswork when it comes to buying a new car. There are many cars to choose from when you begin your search, and it can seem overwhelming at first. I decided to take a look at the Ford Focus. Why does this appeal to younger people and teens?
Well, because it's really a safe vehicle, and a lot of parents really want to buy a safe vehicle for their children, for a first vehicle, and we give consumers a choice. So we have this vehicle, and our entry-level vehicle is also the Ford Fiesta, and those are all small cars, but also very fuel-efficient, 40 miles to the gallon. Another great thing, Brock, is that it's a great way for consumers to save money on maintenance. So it's a very overall vehicle to low maintenance cost. All you really just need to do is oil changes, tire rotations, and that basically takes care of it.
Okay, thank you. How does
welcome.
this appeal to buyers safety-wise?
Another great question, Brock. This vehicle, again, is a 5-star crash test rated vehicle, and it features not only front safety bags, but also side cabin airbags as well. So the consumer is completely around the vehicle in case of an accident.
The Focus seemed so great that I called my dad to come check it out and see what it would take to get me behind the wheel of a new car. So Dad, tell me what you think.
I like this car, Brock. I think it'd be good for you. Looks like it's got good fuel economy. I think pretty good safety rating. Primarily, we're going to have to consider the financing, see if we can get this financed and what kind of a program they have in terms of getting it paid for.
So my little brothers came too, Eli and Jet. So what do you guys think of the car?
Well, it's a nice car. It's comfy and it's spacious, so I have enough legroom.
And it has a charger, so we can charge our stuff that we want to do in the car, so it's good.
When it comes to buying a new car, the first thing you have to do is decide how much you can afford to spend. Sit down with your parents and decide how either they, you, or both can finance the purchase. After deciding how you will finance it, look up the safety ratings, reliability, and efficiency so that you can be sure to make the wisest decision.
Those tips will be sure to help you when it comes time for you to pick a car.
Before the break, here's Jackie with this month's Civics 101 Challenge.
In this Civics 101, I have a question for you. What document was issued by Abraham Lincoln on January 1st, 1863 and responsible for the end of slavery within the United States of America during the Civil War? The answer when we come back.
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back. If you guessed the Emancipation Proclamation, then you were absolutely right. Unfortunately, the Emancipation Proclamation only ended slavery within the Union States. It was unsuccessful in ending slavery throughout the entire nation because by January 1st, 1863, Southern states no longer considered themselves a part of the Union. Although the Emancipation Proclamation did not end slavery, it did change the basic character of the Civil War. Instead of waging a war to restore the old Union as it was before 1861, the North was now fighting to create a new Union without slavery.
Everyone gets a little stressed out from time to time. There are multiple ways to relieve stress. Yoga is one of the most popular, and not only does it give you time to relax, but it is also great for your health. For this month's trending segment, FDC reporter Maddie is in the studio to show us some yoga poses that will help you cope with everyday stress.
Thanks, Dino and Alex. For today's trending segment, I have Erin Wheeler in the studio with me. She is here from Lucky Cat Yoga to fill us in on the benefits of yoga and how to de-stress from our everyday busy lives. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So, what exactly is yoga? Where did it originate from?
Yoga originated about 4,000 or 5,000 years ago in India and Tibet, and the actual word means union. Ancient yoga, people participated in chanting and rituals. It has lots of different roots, postures, breath work, things of that nature, dancing. Modern yoga that we see on TV or we hear about are pretty much the three main things are breath work, postures, and then meditation.
So what made you decide to take up yoga?
Well, I had weight reduction surgery. I weighed almost 400 pounds. And because I had that surgery as a tool to help me get healthy, I found yoga to help me heal for that and then to also help me lose weight and maintain my weight.
So would you consider yoga as good an exercise as going to work out at the gym or going for a run?
Absolutely. I think you can incorporate both, though. As with anything, having a balance is really important, having a balance in your body. So if you love to run, then run. But incorporate a yoga practice of stretching and breathing to help your body stay healthy and strong so that you can run further and longer without injury.
So part of the reason I brought you here today was to talk about de-stressing from our crazy lives. Do you have any tips on how to do that?
Absolutely. First and foremost is to learn the breath, learn breathing exercises to help because you can do it anywhere. You can be in class ready to take a really stressful FCAT or SATs and calm yourself whole body by just controlling the breath in and controlling the breath out. And that would be the first step for anyone. Anyone can do that. And then from there on, we can do a couple postures I can show you that will help.
Do you want to show us some moves?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So come to the top of your mat. So everybody knows how to stand, but standing evenly, maybe separate your feet, look down at your toes, make sure they're pointing forward, and then engage your legs and just drop your arms. And the simple posture is Tadasana. So you can do this anywhere. If you're standing in line for lunch. I don't know, do they do that anymore? Do you guys still stand? Okay. I know, I'm not ancient, but things change. So, instead of standing with one hip cocked to the side, you can stand in Tadasana and do yoga right in school, and no one really will even notice, and you just breathe in and breathe out. And then you can incorporate at home, you can incorporate your arms inhaling up and exhaling down. And so syncing your breath, inhaling, lifting, and exhaling down, and your movement create warmth in the body. You can also de-stress your neck. If you take a big inhale and reach your arms wide, we're going to touch, hello. And then exhale, reach your right arm over to the left, and then just cross arms and gaze to the right. So what this does is it takes out stress from your right shoulder and the side of your left neck. You can even drop your head and breathing here. So strong legs, big inhale, big exhale. And then you release, take a big breath in, open your arms wide. You can even look up like, oh, yes. And then exhale, you just come around to the other side. Gaze to the left or drop your ear, and that takes out all that stress in the right side of your neck. So let's do the left leg now, and we'll sync the breath and the movement. So inhale, lift your left knee up, reach your arms up, and exhale here, flex that left foot. Take a big breath in. Exhale out. Good, one more. Inhale, reach, And then exhale, slowly drop down. Good, we're gonna fold forward. So take a nice big inhale, reach in, reach up. And as you exhale, fold forward and drop your head. Bend your knees as much as you need to touch the ground. And then you're gonna step back and find tabletop. So fingers are spread wide, toes spread wide, tops of feet flat. And just look at your knees. Make sure they're just about hip distance.
Okay.
All right. So this is really nice. This is gonna help oil the spine with your breath. So you've been sitting all day in school and standing. So as you inhale for cow, shoulders go back and you look kind of forward. And then as you exhale, you round the upper back like a Halloween cat and look at your belly. And so you push the ground away. You feel that? Good. And inhale, look forward. And exhale, round. Look at your belly. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. And then we're going to go into child's pose. So inhale, come into table. So you just lift the crown of your head forward. Open your knees as wide as your yoga mat and let your toes touch behind you. And then as you exhale, just sink your hips back and drop your head. Take a big breath in and exhale out. You're going to come here anytime that you need to kind of calm your mind and calm your focus. It also helps stretch the back of your body out. You can lift your fingers off, the heels of your hands off the ground and let your fingertips be like spiders and just kind of roll your shoulders a little bit. Good. And then slowly come up. Big inhale, come up into table. And as you exhale, bring your feet up to the side and just slowly find seated.
So can anyone do yoga?
Absolutely. Lucky Cat Yoga's philosophy is to bring yoga to any age, any physical level of activity or ability, and any place, anywhere. So you can do it, like I said, right at your desk at school, standing on the lunch line, or right in your privacy of your own room.
So cool.
All right, so let's do just a few more things, and then we'll go into our final meditation. Inhale, lift your arms up, big breath in. And as you exhale, just fold forward. And you want to keep your sits bones on the ground, okay? Meaning like you can root down there. And then just drop your head and breathe, right? So we're just stretching the back of the body out, taking a big breath in, exhaling out the nose. Maybe you walk your hands a little bit to the right. Take a big inhale. And exhale, you feel a nice stretch in that left hip, left side of the body. And then inhale, come to center. And exhale, go to the other side. Drop your head. Couple breaths. And you can do these when you come home from school. Inhale, come to center. And exhale, slowly come up. And roll your shoulders up here a couple times. Bring your hands on your knees. And if you tuck your chin, it gets into the back of your neck and gives you a little bit of de-stress there. Good. Excellent. So now we're going to do a little neck release. You're going to drop your left ear to your left shoulder, and you're going to look up the corner of your eyes. So you just move your eyes up towards the lights. I know it's bright, but you keep your ear dropped to the left. And this is stretching your eyes. We work our eyes all day long, especially on our, our little phones and iPads. And then look down towards your heart, towards your left shoulder. Good. And then inhale, come to center. And exhale, drop the right ear to the right shoulder. And look up. So you're giving your eyes a nice stretch. You're giving your neck a nice stretch. And you're breathing the whole time, controlling the breath. And then look down. And then inhale, come up, lift your head up, and just drop your chin down to the ground, towards your chest, and then just roll your shoulders up and back. Good. One last thing we're going to do is we're going to inhale, lift up. We're going to take a twist. And as you exhale, turn to the right. And just bring your right hand back and your left hand on your knee. And then you just want to find length. So just like in Tadasana, when we were standing on our feet, we're rooting to rise and gazing to the right and taking a big breath in. Big exhale out. One more breath in. And exhale out. Good. Inhale, come to center. Lift your arms up. Big breath in. And exhale, turn to the left. Same thing here. You want to lift up the body, lift the spine up, lift the crown of your head up, and breathe really deep. One more big breath. Excellent. Take a nice big inhale, come to center, reach your arms up, big breath in. And then exhale, just let them come all the way down to the side. Now the best part, we get to go on our backs and go into Shavasana, which just means sleeping corpse, which I know sounds kind of dark, but the premise here is to find our meditation. Okay. So we've just stretched our body, we've released ourselves of any sort of extra anxiety from the day. You can keep your knees bent, which I just recommend in general because it's nicer on our back, but you can also put pillows under your legs or the couch bolster and get elevated. You can also keep the blanket on your back or not. Pigeon toe your feet, heels out. Let's take 2 releasing breath here. Big breath in. And then out the mouth, HA. Good. Big breath in. I know it's silly. Exhale. Good. And you can stay in this position any length of time, depending on what you need. But since we have to sit up, just drop your feet over to the right. Come all the way over to the right. And then just push yourself up. And come into Sukhasana. And at the end of practice, we have a little saying. We say Namaste. And what that means is the light and wisdom that resides in me honors the light and wisdom inside of you. Namaste.
Namaste. So if any of our viewers would like to learn more about yoga, how can they contact you?
Like us on Facebook, Lucky Cat Yoga on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter at Lucky Cat Yoga. There's always teen programs, and they're free at the libraries or around town. We'll give you information even about other studios if you're interested. Or you can create a group, and we can come to you. We can come to your school or your club. But that's the best way. Like us on Facebook.
So thanks for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Namaste. Back to you, Nino and Alex.
Thanks, Maddie. I know I will definitely be using some of those poses when I'm feeling stressed. We'll be right back.
Can you concern with me? Imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read. 'Cause every kid across the nation deserves a book to read, and we can make it happen right now.
No, I don't know what you've been told, but kids with books learn so much more. So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child. So let's join hands, book people unite, unearth hidden passion. Come on, we'll have a good time.
Planting seeds of inspiration to motivate some magic.
To change the writing on the wall, writing on the wall.
Can make a difference. One book can inspire a child. One book can be the first element that helps to change a life.
People unite.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
Welcome back to FTC, and thanks for joining me for another edition of What Do You Know? As always, our friends from TV2 are joining us to talk about teen culture in Tampa Bay. My guests are Jackie Lawson from Gaither High School and Ellie Rodriguez from Hillsborough High. Both are staff reporters with TV2, an online and print news publication. Thanks for joining me, ladies.
Thanks for having us.
So, as we know, the end of the school year is approaching, and a very popular high school tradition known as the prom is coming up too. I understand in upcoming issues of TV2, you discuss prom. Did you talk about that?
Yes, we'll be having a big fashion blowout in the upcoming issues of TV2, featuring different styles for both teen boys and girls. We'll be looking at what colors are in season, also what kind of trends, short dresses versus long dresses, as well as unique trends for guys, featuring like dress neon shoes.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
And wearing scarves instead of bow ties and ties for boys.
Okay. Is there any event that goes along with this publication, or is it just talking about dress attire for prom?
We'll be having a big photo shoot out where teens typically gather to take pictures for prom at Curtis Hickson Waterfront Park in South Tampa, next to the University of Tampa, where the iconic minarets will be in the background, as well as on St. Pete Beach.
Oh, nice, nice. Those are really creative ideas for dress attire. I know that not only do teens like to be creative in their attire to prom, but they also like to come up with creative ways to ask out a date to prom. Does TV2 talk about this to help out as teens?
We will be featuring different ways that students ask other students out to prom, creative, cutesy ways, and different ideas to help give suggestions to our readers.
I hear TB2 is also featuring aspiring artists.
Yes, that's right. In the next upcoming issues, we will be detailing student artists and, in their own words, who and what inspired them. We had an issue similar to this last year, where we featured students' art and what high schools they go to and other information about the artists.
How cool, how cool. If these aspiring artists would like to be featured in the TB2 issues, how would they go about doing that?
Great question. If you have any students that you know who are aspiring artists, or you're one yourself, we'd love to have you email us with your name and your contact info at tb2staff@gmail.com, tbtwo staff@gmail.com.
Great, great. Are there any other important topics that TB2 likes to feature in this upcoming editions?
Yes, we're starting a new series in the upcoming issues looking at landmark restaurants around the Tampa Bay area that have a unique flair to them. We're looking at great alternatives to fast food.
Like what?
For example, Ricardo's restaurant in Tampa has been serving Cuban sandwiches for the past 63 years.
Wow.
And it's a great establishment to get an alternative to fast food and something really unique and a flavor of the city.
Their sandwiches are over 2 pounds.
Wow, that's a big sandwich. Sounds like there's a lot of exciting stories coming up on these upcoming editions of TB2.
Definitely.
If someone would like to obtain an article, how would they go about doing so?
Well, copies of TB2 are distributed every Thursday at over 61 schools throughout Hillsborough, Pasco, and Pinellas County, making it super easy for you guys to pick one up and read it.
Fantastic. Thank you both for joining me today.
Thanks
really
for having us.
We'll be right back with From the Core.
G morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. Text me back. Hey, did you tell your parents about us? Let's skip first period together. Did you get all my texts? Is practice over yet? Where are you at? Are you with your friends? That's L-A-A-A-A-M-M-E-E-E. Capital X, lowercase o, capital X, lowercase o. I love you. JK, I hate you. JK. Are you ignoring me? We're in a huge fight right now. Is this something I did? I can see your lights on. I'm coming over. What'd you dream about? Me? I'm lonely. Holla back. Holla back. Let's try something new. Nude pics. Send me some. Text me.
Have you ever thought about what you could do if you could create an app that would address a social issue? Well, here's Jackie to tell you what she came up with.
If I could create an app that would do absolutely anything, I would make an app to end world hunger. According to Feeding America, a nonprofit nationwide network of food banks, hunger in America exists for over 50 million people. That is 1 in 6 of the U.S. population, including more than 1 in 5 children. The good thing about this app is that you would only use it once, and a problem that has been going on since the beginning of time would be over in the blink of an eye. If this app was around, the world would be a very different place. It would potentially cause a decrease in crime, and there would be an increase in developing nations. I know it may sound far-fetched, but the world needs its brightest minds working on this issue. But in the meantime, you should get engaged in the fight to end hunger any way you can. You can volunteer your time at a food pantry or buy a few canned goods for a food bank. Just think, since you've been watching my commentary, 200 people worldwide have died from hunger. So if I could have an app for anything, why wouldn't it be one that prevents the starvation and death of about 890 million people a year? So Silicon Valley, I'm waiting on my download. Until then, let's all pitch in to help.
Wow, what a good idea. I certainly wish I had an app for that. Don't you?
I sure do.
We'll be right back.
That's slow. That's slow and below. Seriously.
Welcome back to From the Core. Before we go, we'd like to send some special shout-outs to some outstanding teens.
Our first shout out goes to 18-year-old JoJo Santos. In late 2012, JoJo was named president of the YMCA Teen Achiever Program, which helps local teens improve their academic performance through field trips, health discussions, and shadowing opportunities. But what truly makes her remarkable is her ability to overcome adversity while helping better the community. For the last few months, JoJo has lived at the Salvation Army's Women and Children Center. Regardless, she did not let that stop her from making an impact. The Teen Achievers Program Director says that she is an inspiration to the other members in the program. We here at FTC are definitely inspired as well.
Another teen that deserves recognition is 15-year-old philanthropist Zach Bonner. Zach has been assisting in our community since he was only 6 years old, when he gathered items for families who lost everything during 2004's Hurricane Charley. Shortly after, he began the Red Wagon Foundation to help homeless children. When he was 9, he walked from Tampa to Tallahassee, raising $25,000 for a foundation. He's even completed a walk from Tampa to Los Angeles. So it's no surprise that he's just had a movie released about him and his incredible journey. Congrats, Zach. The movie, Little Red Wagon, is available on DVD, digital download, and on demand. Make sure you check it out.
If you would like to recognize a teen you know who's making a difference right here in our community, email us at myc@tampagov.net.
Well, folks, that's our show. Thanks for tuning in.
If you missed anything or would like to review this episode of From the Core, you can visit tampagov.net and click on the CTTV link on the left side of the page. Then choose From the Core on the page descriptions listing.
And don't forget, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, always do your part. Tune in next month for another exciting edition of
From the Core.